We actually bought the farm 1965. Dad and I had a pretty good look around the countryside, the state I suppose, and so I thought, yep, no, this will do me. Years ago when spraying first started, it was sort of considered about 50 litres to the hectare you squirted on, and then somebody came up with the idea with, oh no, it'll work without that, so you dropped it down to 30 litres a hectare, so you didn't use a lot of water at that. But then as more and more chemicals became available for different uses, water volume's gone up to probably up to 100 litres a hectare now, so 3 times as much as what it was. You use a hell of a lot of water for spraying. I've tried with bores, very little success. Up to, let me think, 40 odd years ago I suppose, the garden was perhaps a little bit smaller, but Julie said to me, and we were running a bit short of water that year too, if the garden goes, so do I. So that took a little while to digest that. So we're trying to go down the path of cleaning up this fairly muddy water to be clean enough for gardens and for spraying. That's why we put Mork's water plant in. To have the water clear, it's got to be a whole lot better than putting mud on, and we can't use this for spraying. So we used to put in, years ago, aluminium sulphate, and that used to settle the mud out, and it was nice clear water. But you can probably see there's a big heap of mud been cleaned out of the dam over the last few years. So if we can tidy up the water outside the dam without dropping all this mud in there, it's going to last many more years before we need to clean it out.
So how Rob's batch flocculation system works is we bring in the raw contaminated water with all the very small colloids, the very, very fine dirt particles, and we fill up a cone-shaped tank and we actually dose it with aluminium hydrochloride at a specific rate. And then what we do is we stir it in that cone-shaped tank, which allows the flocculation process to work, and all the small particles bind together. We drain out all the sediment into an evaporation pond, and then the rest of the clean water is then stored in a separate tank afterwards.
We needed to have a lot more capacity to keep the garden going, to keep Julie happy, I suppose. I'm guessing that we use probably 10 to 12,000 litres each time we water our garden, front and back. The turbidity meter reading on this was about 700, and we're getting it down to about 10. That's the difference between what we have been using over the years, and it did the job. But look at that, that's got to be so much bloody better on the plants and so forth. A lot of people would be better off with something like this than what they're doing.